Hi, Simon Kids subscribers. My name is Jerdine Nolen, and I'm here to talk to you and show you my newest book, Hope's Path to Glory. It's a story about a family who travel on the overland trail to California during the days of the gold rush. I'm going to read a section of the book to you, and it's the section of the book where we are introduced to our character Hope, and she talks about how she got her name. Names are important, and in my family there are 8 children, and my mother and father, for each one of us, they would tell us a story about why they named us that name, why they gave us that name. And so here Hope is talking about her name. Mistress feels it her responsibility to name each of the babies born here on Bell Hills Farm. Favor or not, Mistress says, money paid for you makes you my property. Mama would not accept the name she gave to me. My mistress named me Clementine, but secretly, to me, I am not that name. Mama gave me the name Hope. I give this name to you, daughter, my daughter, because your birth moved me past my own understanding of these hard places within this world. You are my hope. When I hear Mama voice these words, my hope, it fills me up with what she aims my name to mean inside me. It fills me up with a feeling that each new day that rises with the sun brings a promise of something better. At least, for all our sakes, I must hold to this. One of my morning duties is to read the news of the day out loud to my mistress. It is hardly a chore, as reading brings to me much satisfaction and clarity in my mind. Mistress taught me to read and write alongside her very own 3 boys. Jason, the eldest, is more a man than a boy. In our younger days, he spoke as easily to me as he did one of his brothers. Now, I must lower my eyes and refer to him as Mr. Jason when I speak to him on things my mistress would want him to know. He is soon to be 20. Edward is older than me by 2 years. Then there is the youngest, Paul, who is 10 years of age. All along the way of learning to read, Mistress tells me, Clementine, I would not say this to others, but you have a quick and hungry mind for the words you learn. Mistress is right in this. I love the way words can come together to make pictures in my head or store feelings in my heart. Words have such a meaning and a power like no other thing on this earth. I realize now that what my mistress has given me is a great and dangerous gift. This ability to read allows me to think beyond this life and thus cause ideas to form inside my mind. Sometimes I am too filled up with words. I fear they will spill out of my mouth and overflow as the river does after a bad storm. There are times I am frightened by my thoughts that live inside me. When this new mister speaks his opinion loudly on the good of slavery, words form inside, coming to me, speaking silently of slavery's wrongs, the awfulness of slavery. Though Mama says from what she has seen, this life here on Bell Hills Farm is not the worst it could be, but who would choose this life for themselves, for their children? Mistress and her new mister would not think kindly on what thoughts I hold inside me. I must keep this river from flooding. Understanding this, I see why here in Virginia it is unlawful for me to read. I could be severely punished for my ability. Before now, My reading duties were never spoken of outside this home. But here of late, the winds flowing through Bell Hills Farm carry change in mighty quick and misery-filled ways. Even so, this gift and ability makes me feel proud inside myself. I see its worth. It helps me to make sense of the world, and it also gives me worry. I see that it sets me apart, different from all the others who work to serve here. We who work here are called slave, a word I do not like to hear or to speak. It has a most odd sound when I hear it spoken. It means a law says I am not first a human being or can belong to myself. It means I am property no different than this house the Mr. and Mistress own, to do with as they please. It means my whole self belongs to someone else. This is something that is hard for me to understand. How can someone take possession of a person? Is not all of what a person is their thoughts, their mind, their heart? Mama says, be what it may. They can say what they think, but the true self lives inside the soul of every human person, and no one on earth can touch or take it away from you. Mama is wise. In truth, and above all else, we who are called this are not property. We are human persons. We belong to ourselves. We are beings who are human too. I am not alone in my desire for freedom, full citizenship, and equality. There is a man who comes from the nearby state of Maryland, Mr. Frederick Douglass. Daily, there is something of note of him in Mistress's newspapers. On his own, he taught himself to read. In the last 2 years, through his own efforts, he purchased his freedom. He speaks and he writes on the ending of slavery. I'll stop my reading there and show you again my book, Hope's Path to Glory. I will tell you, as I was looking back over my notes and my papers that I used to draft the story, many times I would write across the top of the page, when in the course of human events, and that phrase comes from Thomas Jefferson, who wrote the Declaration of Independence. When in the course of human events, let us be human. Let us be human to ourselves and to others. And that second part, I put that in, that's me. But when in the course of human events, let us be human. Let us be human to ourselves and to others. And with that, I will say farewell for now. Thank you for listening. Hope's Path to Glory.